Hi guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Random Lifestyle Vlog. If you're new here, my name is Paulina and this channel is all about beauty that includes skincare, fragrances and makeup. So I've done this mini makeup haul recently and I thought it would be a good idea to show you these products up close and kind of like test them out. So that's what we're going to do today. I have 3 products to test out and these are Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. This is what it looks like. Then we have Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder Lowlighter, and I have one in shade Low Key. And then lastly, Laura Mercier, and this is Translucent Pressed Setting Powder Ultra Blur, and I have this one in Translucent Honey, and I have to admit, I have really high expectations towards this one because the loose setting powder by Laura Mercier is just amazing. So yeah, really high hopes towards this one. Okay, so without further ado, let's try these out. Okay, so let's start with some contouring. Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. This is what it looks like. The shade I've got is Chocolate Souffle, and I picked this one up because it's more like cool tone, so I thought it would be actually good for contouring. So this is what it looks like. And this is the shade I chose. I'm going to swatch it for you first. It feels very buttery and quite pigmented, I have to say. This is quite a heavy swatch, but I hope this is going to blend nicely. So without further ado, let's test it out. So I'm going to apply some of the product here, just where I would usually put my contour. A little bit here on my jawline and just a bit here on my forehead. And now I'm obviously going to blend this out. So it blends out quite nicely, as you can see. It's not really as visible as I thought it would be, to be honest. It blends out to pretty much my skin tone, so I definitely will have to apply a little bit more of that product for this to be even visible. And I guess if you have a little bit darker skin tone, then it will probably be good to choose a darker shade. So I applied a bit more and let's try and build it up. And it does build up to some extent, but I think if you have darker skin tone than mine, you would probably need a darker shade. But yeah, it actually looks quite alright. Even though I try to choose a shade that's going to be like more cool tone, then I could use it as a contouring stick. This is more like a bronzing product because what I'm getting here is this kind of like a gentle bronzed look, which is still quite pretty, but I kind of was expecting something a little bit different. Anyway, let's just even things out and apply that stuff on the other side of my face. You can be pretty heavy-handed with this product because it does blend out quite a lot. So my final thoughts, I think this is a pretty good product for summer when you want this kind of like effortless, like very natural look. This is what you're going to get. As I mentioned before, this is supposed to be bronzing and contouring stick. For me, it's more bronzing. I do expect my contouring products to have a little bit more pigmentation so that I can apply just a little bit and be more precise with them. Still quite a good product. I do like it and I could definitely recommend it as it's kind of like an everyday bronzing stick. Okay, let's try this Lowlighter by Danessa Myricks. This is Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder Lowlighter for face, eyes and lips. That way it says here. A texture reducing blurring balm to powder with a soft matte color that subtly lowlights and blurs for a natural lifted glow. Tap on with finger or brush to face, eye and lip. So I'm not going to use it on my eyes. I have different plans for my eyes for later on, but I'm definitely going to try my lips and my cheeks. So first of all, this is what it looks like. I actually really like the packaging. I think it looks really good. And this is the shade. This is supposed to be a very universal shade. On my skin tone, this is probably going to be a little bit like a highlighting blush. If your skin is lighter than mine, this is going to be more like a blush thing. If your skin is darker, then I guess it's going to go more towards like a highlighter. But let's try it out. I'm going to swatch it first. So there you go. This is the swatch. And I'm going to apply it on my lips first with my finger. Okay, it is quite pigmented, isn't it? Okay, so this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's pretty pigmented and it actually does feel quite nice on my lips. Yeah, that is actually quite pleasant. Let's try these on my cheeks. So let's try with a brush this time. And let's see. Okay, so it does transfer the shade like very lightly. I had to apply like a few layers for this to be visible, but with this application what I'm getting on my cheeks is kind of like a nice, very natural, subtle glow, but not necessarily much of the blush situation. I'm going to try and use my fingers to kind of like build up this shade a little bit more maybe, and I'm going to blend it out with a brush And that adds a little bit of color, but it's very subtle. And this is a final result. It still looks very natural. I don't think you can go any crazier with this shade, but I do quite like it. I think this is like a great option for this kind of like everyday effortless makeup look. So let me quickly do the other side now. So far a very natural, kind of like fresh look. So now let's try and mattify things a little bit with Laura Mercier Translucent Pressed Setting Powder Ultra Blur. So the one I've got is in shade Translucent Honey, and this one is supposed to be perfect for like medium skin tone, which obviously is my skin shade, so I thought that's going to be perfect. So this is what it looks like, and we have this extra compartment here with a powder puff. This truly translucent powder sets makeup for extended weightless wear with a matte soft focus finish. Infused with ultra blurring ingredients like amino acids and silica powder blend, Laura's new formula helps blur the look of skin and control shine. Using the include applicator, pick up product and tap off excess. Gently press onto skin to set makeup. Alright, so let's try it out. As you can see, I have this very glowy foundation on my skin and my forehead is shiny. So I'm just going to start here. And it is mattifying very nicely, but I wouldn't say it's as translucent as they claim. I feel like there is a bit of color that transfers onto my skin, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but you know, just something that you need to keep in mind. Okay, let's go ahead and mattify my whole T-zone. And I'm also going to use it to set concealer under my eyes, but this time I'm actually going to use a brush. I do have naturally dry skin, so my concealers tend to crease under my eyes. So that's why I prefer to use brush for that. Okay, I do like it. It's not only mattifying, but it's also blurring slightly. You can see how it looks under my eye. I haven't applied it on this side yet, so you can compare. But yeah, I do have to admit, it actually looks pretty good. So that means that I'm actually quite happy with my recent little makeup haul. All three of these products are actually quite good. The Laura Mercier's powder definitely met my expectations and the bar was pretty high. As for these two, they were both a bit different than I expected, but nevertheless, they actually ended up looking really nicely on my skin. And this is definitely enough for me to be able to recommend these. Anyway, guys, have you tried any of these products? If so, let me know what you think about them. Thank you very much for watching. For more makeup related content, check those videos over here. I'm going to see you very soon. Take care. Bye.